Bright light. All right. Oh. We're live on 510. And we're live. What's going on, sir?
Oh, I am living a dream.
Living a dream, not the dream, but a dream.
Right.
Well, that's acceptable. I mean, it sounds positive in general. Nightmares are dreams too, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. So it's all relative.
That's what I generally say at work. I always be like, I'm living a dream. It's not my dream, but it's somebody's dream, I'm sure.
Yeah, somebody, some fool. So Rebecca told me that I wear a lot of rings or a lot of jewelry in general. And so when I went to see her for a week, I only wore 2 rings because I wanted to prove her wrong. So I was putting my jewelry back on today, and I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. She's crazy.
Yeah. That's kind of always been a thing for you, I think, although not that quite that bad.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't. I'm joking. I don't wear all these all at once, and I don't wear all the rings all at once. However, I do have rings for every finger, which is telling.
That's true.
And I just bought more jewelry off of a police auction. It's called Property Room, and I got this gold and silver or gold and titanium, whatever the hell it is, chain off the auction site, as well as I don't know, some other. Oh, this bracelet. Check out this bracelet. This bracelet's pretty dope. I like this one. It's like an ID bracelet. It's got the Lord's Prayer and a cross on it. So I like this one. So police auction. I didn't even realize I won. I bid like $3, I think, for like 10 pieces of jewelry. They didn't have a reserve on it because it's like non-recovered property from crimes, basically. But they get you on the shipping and handling. It was like $16.95 for shipping. Well, I just went to my mailbox and there's a box about this big, and I'm like, what the hell did I order? That happens all the time. What did I order? I have no idea. It was like Christmas. I dumped out a bunch of jewelry, and I'm like, oh, that's exciting. So right before I went into my cardiac rehab the other day, I was sitting in the truck for a couple minutes longer, willing myself to get my butt up and go inside. And I saw a couple of auctions, one for 5 watches, one for 15 pieces of jewelry, silver and gold, and one for 10 pieces of jewelry. So I put in like the minimum bid on all 3 of them. $7 for 5 watches was the next bid. And then I was the only, and then I bid $1 because that was the opening bid on the 2 sets. Well, I came back from working out and I won all 3. So like, oh, I just got 25 more pieces of jewelry and 5 watches. And here's the ridiculous part. After I bought this watch at a flea market for $16, I get excited when I have finds. I may have gone onto a Chinese crap website called Temu, where you can order things. It's actually where I got.
Oh yeah, it's basically the poor man's wish.
Yeah.
I actually just ordered like $25 worth of stuff off of Temu for my new YouTube channel.
That's where I got my 80-liter backpack, camping bag for $27. So I was
Oh, you
flipping
pay? No, I paid $3. I just bought a camping backpack from there for $3.
oh nice.
I'm really excited to get that one.
Dude, for $27, I got an 80-liter that weighs 3.2 pounds. I mean, that's not bad.
Let me see. The one I ordered. Now it's funny, after I ordered it, it actually went up to like $31.
No, man, you got it on
It's a
90%.
fit. It's a 50 liter. Yeah, it says 31.37 now. I paid 350 or something for like that for it.
Wow. Was it your first time ordering?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Is
must
that
have
it?
given the deep discounts, yeah, just to get you hooked.
Yeah, I ordered that and a bunch of other little like travel assorted things.
Yeah, yeah. I've got I for like $40, I got the backpack, a little tool that's like a spoon, can opener, knife, fork, like whatever. We got 100 feet of paracord. I don't know, just a handful of things like that. But I also spend my money on relatively well pricier things. For my birthday, I bought myself a year of bespoke post. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
They basically they curate cool things for dudes, and then they mail you for 50. It's $50 a month. They mail you that stuff that they've curated. So I've received like an ammunition box with a survival book, a hand saw that looks like a garrote, several knives, a calligraphy set, a muddler, and a set for mint juleps with silver cups. That one I should have canceled because it doesn't do me any good. And then most recently, I got this. This is for
I can see the handle. Okay.
let me take off my background so you can see it. Well, choose my virtual background. None. So here we go. So this bad boy, got a clip. It's a knife, and you can also dig with it. It's made by a company called Bare Bones. And this is supposed to be like you can hack stuff, dig holes. It's supposed to be an all-in-one tool for camping. So that's a good example. I think I don't know, it came with something else too. What is this? I don't feel like I didn't look. Detox charcoal soap. Okay.
Just to make sure you have some kind of humidifier in the background. There's nothing on fire, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's a humidifier.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and it came with a duck call, a bird call. So we could
I don't hear it. If it's making noise, it's not coming across the mic. Wrong
that
mic.
mic. Maybe I have the wrong mic on. Let me check.
I think you do.
Microphone, camera, audio. This one. Here we go.
Oh yeah, that sounds better even. Yeah, I still don't hear it.
It's really high pitched. Maybe it's not able to pick it up. So I got the right mic now?
Yeah, that's right, Mike. Now, what kind of bird is it supposed to be?
I don't know, a bird. It's high squeaky noise. So I've been collecting through Bespoke Post some nice high-end stuff. Oh, and I got this pair of sunglasses 1 month. These are like $180. I always check to see what deals they got, and I'm like, okay, that's worth my $50. I wouldn't spend the money myself, but I would spend $50 on a $200 pair of glasses. I'm okay with that. So but back to Temu, I bought 5 watches from China, and then I won 5 watches from Property Room. I spent a total for the 5 watches, I spent $40. And then for the other 5, I spent $20. So I got 10 watches coming for $70, which you can't get that at Walmart for that price.
Hey, that's cheaper than my Apple Watch. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have smartwatches.
although can you pay your bill at the gas station with your one of those watches? I think not.
I can with my smartwatch, which is on my nightstand, but not with this one. This one's analog. So, anyhow, so probably somewhere between the 12th and the 18th, we can review the 10 watches that I just purchased, because I have a problem.
Apparently.
Well, I was
Well,
like, I like watches. Now I have to get a watch case, because now I'm gonna have like 14 watches. I need someplace to put them, or I'll just wear them all at the same time.
well, that's going to be me pretty soon. I'm when I start doing, because that's going to be at least once a month video, is cheap finds on either Amazon, Temu, Wish, that kind of stuff.
Nice.
For traveling.
Nice. It's either going to be, what do you say, durable,
Light, or cheap.
cheap, right? But you only get 2
So-
out of 3. Yeah. Yeah.
It may not be 2 of those things coming from China. You may get one. You may get durable. It won't
You
be
should
cheap or light.
totally just call it that, like DLC, it's your DLC segment. Durable, light, or cheap. Let's figure it out. What do we got here?
One of the things I ordered is a thing. Of course, you can really traditionally you've been able to use your cell phone, but I haven't been able to do this. But it's a thing for detecting cameras in a room.
Yeah, the infrared.
Yeah. So
yeah, I had one of those. So let me share with you. I've been complaining that we didn't have a Dork Squad intro, so this is not for today's show. I have a new intro for this, but I want to share the Dork Squad intro with you and see what you think. So here we go, ladies and germs. What do you think? All right.
yeah, although I made a great intro that one time.
I remember. I don't have a version of it for some reason.
Let me see. I think I got to switch to my old YouTube account here, but actually the one that I pay for with all my free stuff.
Send me that. Download it. Send it to me. Or whatever. Hotbox it. What's it called when you have Apple?
Well, I can just send you the link for.
Oh yeah, I'll rip it off of YouTube if it's on YouTube. Yeah.
Here we go. I found it. So let me. It doesn't have any music. It's just a graphic, but.
Oh well, that sucks.
But that, hey, you can do the rest of that. That was all fine. Let's see. Where's my?
Oh, my music choice was okay.
Yeah.
And my timing. Okay, I appreciate that. I can incorporate yours and mine together.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It'll be in hours.
All right, here we go. Let's go to.
Where's the music? Just kidding.
Yeah, you.
Down, 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 down. Yeah, I dig it.
I had another one too. I wonder if that's still on there. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did this one. This was me messing with lighting and stuff and textures.
Oh yeah, I like that. Oh yeah, fancy.
What you have to what you have to do is you make a little light. You can't, so the little color you see doesn't actually light the space. So you actually have to attach a light to that. So when it goes around, it lights the objects as it spins around.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That's
So
see, we've seen what you do, and that's what I do in my downtime. Is I do special effects and graphics. I'm not a graphic artist though, so it's always kind of funny. But if I have somebody else's work usually to go off of, I can usually do something pretty decent. But if I'm trying to create something of my own, I'm like, yeah, look at me, I can do stuff. Music's definitely where my gift is, not visual arts.
it's at least as good as you know, the average person or better. So I think it's good.
Yeah, I would say I mean, the fact that I am building those things in 3D space and animating them, there is a certain skill set there, but it's just I don't have the. And actually, I find video editing to be almost identical to music when it comes to composition. And he's like, short shots have that staccato kind of excitement, dun, 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 feel. Longer shots have a little more like a big melody going. So
yeah, it's you got to have that rhythm, otherwise you lose people's attention. So for sure. So I guess this will be our cold open. I have a new intro for today. You're gonna have to pay attention.
Oh,
and
no.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Atomic Dork Squad presents Fresh Hot Trips.
Fresh Hot Trips.
Fresh Hot Trips. Jeff is
minus Jeff. It's really the Dork Duo.
The Dork Duo. It really is. But yeah. Master Jedi Jeff is at the biatch with his biatch. Get it? Yeah. He's
got it.
With Michelle. That's what I meant. She's not a biatch. Seems like a very nice person.
What's she doing with Jeff?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. So here we go, guys.
Oh no.
Welcome to the show.
Wow.
So I showed this to Hannah. She was like, "Father, can you take me to my friend's house so we could swim for 26 minutes and then come back and pick me up?" I'm like, "You are so lucky. I love you, and you're the only kid who hangs out with me right now." Because there was 3 of you, I would say, hell no, it's not worth my time. I literally had enough time to drop her off, put air in my truck tires, and then go back and pick her up. That was it.
That's a short swim date.
Yeah. But I showed her that in the car, and then I saw her smirk. It's kind of like you. It's like begrudgingly smirk, like don't really want to, hate to encourage me. And I said,
that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. So I said, let me guess which part you found the funniest. And she's like, all right. I said, spit on people from helicopters. She's like, yeah. I couldn't help it. I was trying not to smile. I was so dumb though. I'm like, all right, that makes me happy. So
what goes through my mind as I watch that is really wondering what goes in your mind. Because I just don't jump to these places mentally. And then
Right.
just to see these, to get hit from this side and
Yeah.
then this side over here.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, it comes to me instantaneously as I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, that's yep. Okay. All right. All right. All right. And I'll just look at something and my brain goes, yeah, say this. That'll be stupid. Crap in a lagoon, then wash your hair. Like, yeah, why not? It's absurd.
My friend Kenneth once told me that he actually has a really, because he's one of those that seems like he says what comes to his mind.
Mhm.
You know, like one of the people at a show is like, all right, let's lunch, or he says stuff like, yeah, I'll need to be retrained after lunch, or just random things. And he and I were going down to training one time, and he's like, hey, you'd be surprised at the things I don't say.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just, as I thought about that phrase, I don't think, is there anything that you don't say that comes into your head?
For me,
Yeah. Is there anything that
Yeah.
you actually filter out?
I
Wow.
filter all the time. The absurdity of things that pop into my head that I would find shockingly funny. And to me, that's the whole point. It's like shock somebody to go like, what the heck? That just, I'm so tickled by that I will think of very dark things that I'm like, now that's too much. That's too much. But here's the funny thing about Rebecca and I together is that her sense of humor rivals mine. And she says things that even like make me blush sometimes.
Wow.
And that's so rare. Like she'll just come out with something and then she'll be like, oh, sorry. And she'll apologize. She'll say something very crass. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, don't be. I love you. That's amazing. Like you're the only person who could out offend me or at least keep up with me. And yeah, I could say ridiculous things to her and she doesn't take it personally. She's still a woman, so I know better than to tread too long in the wrong direction. But there are certain things that she can handle. She was telling me about a friend of hers who's dating, and she said this girl was talking to some guy before they were going to meet. They met online or something, and she kind of got a bad vibe from this guy, so she was just kind of she got busy and she didn't talk to him for a day or something. Well, she comes back and was just going to check in, and he gets all like angry at her, like, I don't know what the hell, why you're ignoring me. Now remember, they haven't met yet. So there's no ground for this person to behave this way. There's no expectation. But so he starts attacking her, and then she's like, you know what? I'm not interested. I don't know what is wrong with your head, but we're not in a relationship. Like, I don't owe you an explanation for anything. And apparently she had divulged that she had I think she had said, no, this is what she said. She said, my last relationship was abusive, and I see red flags now, and you're a red flag. So we're done. Thank you. And then he says, well, shit, if you acted like that with your ex, no wonder he beat you.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I laughed hysterically because I thought that was the bravest line I've ever heard, because you're either expecting it to fail completely, or you think there's an outside chance that that's going to melt her effing heart, that she's going to be like, oh, you know what? That's a good point. Why don't you come over and do me right now? So I'm cracking up, and Rebecca's like trying to act serious about it at first, and then she starts giggling, and I'm like, that is my favorite pickup line ever. Like, yeah, no wonder your ex beat you. How I bet that works for him all the time. So now whenever we start getting testy with each other or something, I'll just randomly throw that out, preferably when I'm on speakerphone in the car with her kids. That's what I prefer. I'm like, oh, you know what, Rebecca? If you had a mouse like that with your ex, no wonder he beat you. And she starts laughing hysterically. The kids are like, "Did Dad beat you?" I'm like, she's like, "No, no, it's just funny. It's a long story. We just think it's hilarious."
Wow.
So I told Lisa about that story, and she didn't find it either entertaining or funny, and can't relate to why I and a female would think that that was an acceptable joke between us. I'm like, we have these jokes because I don't beat her. Do you see how that works? You can make jokes about things that are funny because they're not true in your relationship. I said it's like me making jokes about you being a lunatic. It's not appropriate because it's partially true. She's like, shut your mouth.
Wow.
See? Yeah. But anyhow. So I got excited. Fresh Hot Trips.
Fresh Hot Chips.
So Daniel, you want to explain the show format and we will dig in?
Well, normally we have three of us. Jeff is going to offer us a place to stay, some extravagant place, because who needs poorness when you got the money that we have?
Right.
We want to stay in the most extravagant place we can.
Right.
Then we'll turn over to me where I'll show you all the things we can do in that area. Maybe not all of them, because a lot of places have a lot of things. And then normally Jeff would show us where to drink. And
Master Jedi Jeff Coy. Yeah.
We will not be having that segment tonight. So if you go to Jekyll Island, you're just gonna have to figure out how to drink on your own.
Yeah. Or I don't know. I'm not judgy, but try sober for a couple of days, see what happens.
I would like to point out that I have apparently been to Jekyll Island.
Oh, you have?
Yes. In 2012, we took our first family vacation. We went to Disney World.
Okay.
On the way back, we came up the coast and we ate at Butter Y'all. What's her name?
Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. We ate at her restaurant. And then we wanted to go to the beach. So we were in the area we was at went to Jekyll Beach.
Oh.
So, and
Sweet.
I have video of my kids. I had built a little sand castle and I have video of my kids smashing it and playing in the beach there.
Oh. Well, heck.
But that's it. That's all we did was we went to the beach. And I remember there being a lot of seaweed and I was just grossed out by getting tangled in seaweed.
Yeah. That would happen in San Diego too.
Not as bad though.
Get to some it depend on the season.
Yeah,
sometimes it would be like you'd be out in Silver Strand.
Oh yeah, Silver Strand was it.
Tons just wrapped around you.
But there's something about the cold water versus warm water and things wrapping around. It's because the water is much warmer on the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't appreciate that the water. You think the ocean's just that cold, but no, it's because of the swirl. It comes down from the Arctic into San Diego. It comes down the coast, whereas in Florida or the East Coast, it's coming up from the equator and going
tropics.
up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right on.
So where are we staying?
I
just realized too, you didn't have the Fresh Hot Trips theme with your intro.
You're right. I didn't have it. I feel like even if I use a different bed music, that I should at least have like Fresh Hot Trips.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah, at least one shouting of it at least.
Yeah. Well, let's see what there is to see on Jekyll Island. We're gonna check out the rentals by day. There we go. Cost per day. So we have, where is Jekyll Island? There it is. So Jekyll Island was a private club island that I believe it was JP Morgan, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. It was a private place that they started going to somewhere in the late 1800s. It then turned into a state park like 100 years after they founded the Federal Reserve there, which was, I believe, 1913. November 22nd, 1913 is when I believe it was 6 or 7 biggest bankers and financial reps got together and decided to make a central bank without calling it a central bank, in order to prop up banks to prevent them from going out of business, in order to stop financial panic. At least that was the intention. Some say that the Federal Reserve,
Oh, we got to look at that place right there.
right here.
Oh
Some
yeah,
say-
and it's in our price range too.
Yep. Some say the Federal Reserve was responsible for sinking the Titanic. What do you think about that?
I mean, there were a lot of wealthy people on it.
There were a lot of wealthy people. Yeah. And then if you watch TikTok, there's even more controversy about potentially that submarine recently being also sabotaged by the Fed because they didn't want people to find out truly what happened on the Titanic, because then that would, yeah, I don't know. But there's been like 1,000
Well, there's all
1,000 trips to the Titanic, so I don't think
Yeah.
that was going to
and
discover.
a filmmaker was one of them.
Right. James Cameron did like 33 trips there. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it's that part is malarkey. Now, whether or not they wanted to get rid of John Jacob Astor, that could be true. But also the first class people are the ones who got out first. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make a lot of sense.
That's a fancy looking house right there.
That is a fancy looking house. So this is what,
I hope it's only like 10 feet deep. That would be the
Oh, right. No, that's a beautiful house. I wonder.
I'm pretty is the water just is it like a natural floor, or have they not cleaned it recently?
I don't know. It looks natural. It looks lagoony,
Yeah.
you know. I
Has a
don't
water
like
slide.
it, but it looks green. Quite pretty. I mean, stunning. Actually, it's a stunning looking house.
See, unlike others, I can see why they're showing us pictures of the outside of this one.
Yeah, yeah. This is
This outside area is better than a lot of the houses we've looked at.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The outside is better put together than a lot of the insides. Yeah, that's true. So
I'm going to
What
guess that is deliberately lagoony looking, not dirty.
yeah, I think so. I think it's probably like fresh water, no chlorine or whatever.
Yeah.
So garage and guest house, I guess, or is this on the back side of that house?
I think this is the front side of the house.
Oh, maybe it is.
I think the other side's looking towards ocean or something.
Oh, okay.
Although maybe not, because there's houses to the side, but that's the back side for sure, because the pool's there.
Yeah. Whatever's going on, I think it's already beautiful.
Yeah. I hope it
All right, now we're inside. We got a spiral staircase. I like that, or twisty staircase. I like the little I don't know. What is that?
looks like it's like Miami. It looks like a building in Miami.
Yeah, it does. But like a little caddy to put your keys and whatnot.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a dresser. It looks like it might have drawers in it.
I like it. I like the pieces. It's
I
got just the right pop of color.
I will say from this angle you can see all the cables, but they did try to hide it with the books as far as from the front. But
yeah,
it's gonna if you wanted to lay on the floor here, you can't really see the TV that well.
right. I don't like those orange pillows. They just look too 70s, even though they have green chairs. I would just
Well,
pick a different color.
And I see these as pink and those as orange.
Yeah. What do you
Pink
mean?
and orange. Well, you said orange, and I only see these two pillows as orange. These all look
Yes.
pink.
Correct. I don't mind the pink and blue. That's fine. I don't like the orange and green. I'd rather have like a yellow and green.
Right, but in the same room having orange and green and then pink and blue.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
think
even worse.
they're trying to go with that like avant-garde, like you know, their individual pieces. They're stylish.
But as far as things go, that's mostly unoffensive.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little tacky, but it's not
Yeah.
bad. It's not bad. Looks like they had a theme.
And all of those colors were in that painting as well, it looked like.
Yeah, right. That's that stained glass looking painting. I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I would have put yellow
Yeah.
personally, but
Yeah, yellow would have been better.
I don't really like that burnt orange color. But yeah, it's kind of it's eclectic, but I like it. It's nice.
As fancy as it all is, you would think that they would actually put the cables in the wall rather than just trying to hide them with books.
Yeah, you know, people are limited with creativity and skill. So I'll give them credit for trying to block it with the books.
Yeah, I do give credit for that.
You know?
Because at least in most of these pictures, except for the exact side view, which is it was hidden.
Yeah. So we've seen 6 pictures of the same 4 walls. So let's see if we can move on from here. Well, almost. Little dining table behind the chairs. Kitchen off to the right. All right. Interesting that they went from kind of I don't know, earth tones and pastels to a stark. What is this? Black, gray?
I don't
gray,
know what you
black?
call. I've seen that style, but I don't know what you call that style. But it has that industrial almost, except for the details aren't industrial.
Right. It's almost got a gothic look to it. It's
Yeah,
kind of weird coming from that other room.
especially with the yellow walls.
Like everything's so colorful in here, and then you have this like gothic industrial
That was the color of my inside of my house when we bought it.
yellow
Yeah, that exact paint color.
urine.
Yeah.
It's nice. Do you remember the green shag carpet that we had in our house in Villa Francis?
I don't remember shag. No.
It was nice. It looked like grass, but then my mom replaced it with like gray carpet, light gray carpet.
I remember the light gray, and I remember because I remember that carpet specifically. I remember when it got put in. I don't remember because I remember there was a lot more. You had to be, make sure you weren't wearing shoes at all.
Yes.
Not that you could wear shoes before, but
right. Yeah. My mom always had a no shoes in the house rule anyway. But yeah, once she like who has like a 4th grader, what were we like a 4th grader, a 1st grader, and a infant, and puts light gray carpet in. Like she regretted it from the day she put it in. She was like, that's a horrible idea.
see, my parents in their house when I was really little had an orange shag carpet in that front living room.
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures.
I'm glad that was not a part of my life for very long.
Yeah, that was ugly. 70s were awesome. All right, kitchen still nice. I mean, it's nice. It's just it clashes a little bit, but
yeah,
generally it's nice. I like it. And then yeah, super bright and cute.
Oh, and
Little
a
breakfast nook. Yeah. I like it. I'd put a round table in there, but it's nice. Back to the back porch.
I noticed this from the view inside. That's really nice and private.
Yeah. You could skinny dip or chubby dip or whatever you want.
I won't ask.
This is so people can watch you skinny dip. It's nice.
Well, those are chairs so you can yep. Just rock and say yep every once in a while.
I think you'd have to be have a piece of wood and a case pocket knife, and you just whittle it and be like, and then you can make the comments like my father would when people would say, Mr. Adams, what are you making? A rudder for a duck's ass. And then they would look at me, and then I would act like I knew what he was talking about. And then after they left, I say, Dad, why do you say a rudder for a duck's ass? And he says, well, how do you think they steer? I was like, oh, with their feet?
Paddle a little bit harder with the right foot than the left foot, or the left foot than the right foot.
Yeah. Yeah. Dad, what kind of rock is this? It's a leverite. Leave it right where you found it. We're gonna go snipe hunting. What's a snipe? I don't know. You got to find it. I thought grunion were fake because I got tricked into snipe hunting in the desert. That snipe were supposedly some nocturnal bird.
Yeah, I
yeah.
never fell for that one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've
I
had
thought-
anyone ever really put me in the position. I think I was old enough by the time I heard of it that I was like, yeah, I'm not falling for that.
Yeah, it's not real. Yeah, I thought when people were talking about the grunion run at the beach, I thought that was fake too until I actually witnessed it. And I was like, oh, those must be grunion. That's crazy.
I've never actually done that.
Yeah. When I took Kelsey's mom on our first date in high school, went down to the beach. I broke my tooth trying to open up a bottle of apple cider, sparkling apple cider, because I didn't bring a bottle opener. That sucked. Luckily, it was a side tooth. But oh, that hurt. Anyway, still having a flashback. That was 30 years ago. Yeah, and we were cuddling on the beach, and then sure enough, here came grunion, and I was like, oh look, fish are having romance at our feet. And then I kissed her, and the rest was child support. Damn grunion. Nothing like
Ooh, now that's where you take breakfast right there.
that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. The humidity's got to be a bit intense. It's around an island in Georgia.
I'm used to it.
You are. I'm not. I want to die with humidity.
Yeah, I can't wait till you get to Georgia to do some of the AT.
Yeah,
You're gonna want to start in the north just so you don't have to deal with it.
right. More lagoon. It's pretty. All right, bedroom.
Oh, there we go.
It's pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah. No real complaints.
Much like always, we have the chairs for watching people sleep.
Yep. Sorry, I advanced already. Nice industrial looking bathroom. It's all white. Make you have to be clean. Oh, and that's where you get dirty, or you get clean, rather.
I
Or you can
don't know that color tile goes with that. I think that tile is original with the house.
Yeah, that tile would go well with like terracotta floors.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually looks very similar to the tile that I had in the last house that we owned. They had terracotta tile throughout the house. It matched. Nice pastel blue.
This is one of the upper decks.
Lots upper decker. In the Urban Dictionary, upper decker.
I know from The Office.
It's when you poop in the tank of the toilet instead of in the bowl. I don't know why someone would do that. That's horrifying.
I'm pretty sure that's because I don't know if Urban Dictionary came up with it first or someone came up with it first or if The Office did, because that was a line on The Office.
Oh yeah. Well, Family Guy got past the censors with and this was Seth Green's idea. When what's his name? Peter was prostituting himself on the street, and he went up to a car and tried to get them to pick him up, and then he offered them a hot Carl. And the censors didn't know that that was a thing. And that has to do with pooping on somebody's chest, apparently. And Seth Green, I believe, pulled it out of the Urban Dictionary. Lisa and I used to read those to each other on the weekends and just laugh hysterically. And we'd be like, and we would wonder, like, did the act come first or the name? Like, which do you think someone did this and came up with the name and then recorded it, or is it the other way around? I'm never quite sure.
I think a lot of them, people just make them up and throw a name on them. And
Yeah. And then it becomes part of the nasty lexicon.
yeah.
I like this.
Oh, that's a nice room.
Yeah, I like it. Artwork is subtle. It's just enough to complement the colors on the bed.
Yeah.
Like,
And same
well
same
done.
with the little lamps.
Yeah, well done. Like, honestly, well done. All right, this one's yellow and we got white tile, so this looks like a gymnasium
Art-
shower.
It looks like the old Art Deco. There's a place
Oh
where there's
yeah, Art Deco,
there's
like
this-
the mid 20th century, mid-century modern.
yeah, it's actually there's a old speakeasy down in downtown Nashville that's part of a hotel in the back. As you walk into the bathroom, I feel like the floors look like that.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. All right, keeping with the nautical theme. That's a busy carpet.
Yeah, that's a bit much for me, but I'm not going to complain. It's still not overly done, other than that busy carpet
Yeah.
rug or busy
I
rug.
don't mind the fish and whatnot on the wall. That's cool.
And it's all themed well. I mean, look at the lamps in that one. Where do you find
Oh.
lamps to?
Sorry, let me back that up. What are oh, okay, yeah, they're like coral and sea fish.
Yeah,
Starfish, rather. My bad.
starfish.
Yeah, nice. It's interesting that they've got kind of this kitschy, decor, but it's not Hobby Lobby tacky. It's a little
Right.
better than that,
Yeah, they went through some effort to find these things. I
Yeah,
would say this actually had a interior designer.
right.
to do.
Yeah, this is at least Pier 1 imports,
Exactly.
and not Hobby Lobby. What does that say? Dreamed of his next meal.
That's what you want in the kids' bathroom.
Yeah, scare the crap out of them. Better brush your teeth or the alligator's gonna eat you. I don't dislike the yellow. I really don't.
No,
Like,
it's
it's bright. I think it would wake you up in the morning for sure. Yeah, like you're not gonna sleep much past sunrise.
I've noticed a lot of the corners have these corner guards too. I noticed that in the kitchen earlier.
Well, that's smart.
Yeah.
Reduce wear and tear. And they got the crown molding, which is nice. Yeah, I like it. Another shower. Oh, this one's got a seat so you can shave your legs or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Or if you're showering with your partner, you can take turns if one person doesn't want to stand while you hoggle the heat. Look, they even folded the teepee into a little triangle like they do at hotels.
That's fancy right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that maid service took care of it.
My parents have those same cabinet pulls.
Oh, nice. My maids don't fold my teepee into triangles. I'm gonna have to ask them to do that.
I'm going to start doing that every time I leave the bathroom. See
Oh,
until my family starts to comment, like, who's
who's
holding the
fold?
toilet?
It's always fancy. It's very fancy. Dad, did you poop? No. Look, the toilet paper's still folded into a neat triangle.
Why did I
Mates are-
throw up when I went in there? I don't know. There's a
People-
toilet.
People
Maybe it's
throw
sick.
up.
Yeah, it
People-
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The sewage line is bursted. It's not me. All right. So we got a turret or whatever
That's
this is
the
called.
spiral
A dome.
stairs. That's from the top of the spiral stairs.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing those plant, or what do you call them? Sconces.
What do you think the R stands for?
I don't know. What is maybe there's two of them too.
Yeah, they want you to, this is where you relax and rest. That's what I'm thinking. R and R, get it?
That's true.
Or that's their name. Maybe the owner's last name. Saint Simmons Island or Saint Simons, either or. All right. Laundry room. I like the purple floors, purple and gray. Actually, I like that.
Yeah, it's like
Is
it looks like tile too. It looks
it tile? Yeah.
looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. I have no complaints about this house.
Hmm.
So here's
Oh,
another.
look at that spiral staircase.
Here's
This
another.
looks like almost like a basement area.
This is part of the living quarters. It's got its own
A private kitchen, separate.
base. Yeah, private kitchen. That's nice. I can't
I-
believe I
I-
like this tacky furniture. I mean, I don't dislike it. It's
I do have to question even putting a TV in that room. That the TV is not in any kind of viewing space for that couch.
no. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting.
I would just have left it out.
Yeah, just put a picture up there.
Or move, move the cabinets down and put it over the sink and stuff.
Yeah. All right, balcony. Third balcony. It's nice. Another balcony. I think this thing is 4 stories, isn't it?
There's at least 3.
Then you can spit on people in the pool.
Nice.
That reminds me of the Whites backyard.
It does have that feeling to it.
Yeah, and they got the little bridge going over.
The people who moved in that house afterwards were afraid the bridge would fall apart. And
Uh-huh.
so they wanted to tear it out because they was afraid it would break. It took them like a week to get it out because Mr. White made it with rebar and then
Oh, yeah.
and he knew how to build stuff,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they tore it out. It was a bigger pain than it would have been if they'd left it, and it'd probably still be standing today just fine if they had left it.
Oh yeah. Well, he built it like you would build an overpass on a freeway.
Yeah.
Like nothing was going to happen to it.
And it was only, especially because it was only carrying people.
Right. Right.
You probably could have driven a vehicle across it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The thing was solid. All right. Nice. Big seahorse table.
I still can't believe that we used to play the game of like wrestling and like throwing each other off of the bridge, because how easy would it have been to hit our head on the side? It wasn't that big of a pool.
Oh, I know. Well, I mean, just think of the way that we played in general. Like Lisa would have had an absolute panic attack if our kids were trying to do the stuff that we did.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just the fact that we were let loose to go on a canoe into a lake and then, climb trees and hang from ropes and like do whatever we wanted. Like there was at least 50 ways we could have killed ourselves on accident back there.
Yeah.
But that's
Let
why
alone, let alone we were given bullwhips to do it with.
oh yeah. I had knives, you had whips. We were just, we never took an eye out. That's why I enjoy the TikToks and the reels when they're like, why aren't we talking crap about Gen Z? And then they pop up and they're like, well,
Gen X.
we were, or Gen X rather, I'm sorry. We were the last feral children. We had BB gun fights and we just agreed on 3 pumps. 3 pumps max. Like, we were out there from sun up until the street lights came on. We were drinking Boone Farm at the dead end, smoking our grandma's cigarettes. Well, that was me, but like, yeah, we were just tough. And if we got hurt, our parents would just be like, yeah, you're all right, brush it off. You'll be all right. Do you remember going on the what's it called? It's like a dolly or a caddy that goes underneath a car that my dad had. Do you remember going down the slope into the driveway and trying to ride his car dolly down into the cul-de-sac? I know Matthew Dixon and I did it. I wasn't sure if you and I did it also.
I'm not sure if I did. No.
Well,
we just tried to roll underneath the garage like Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
when the garage doors are closed.
Yeah. This was before we had lasers to prevent you from getting squished. And Jeff Coy got squished. Yeah, he tried to roll under and then like grab the hat thing, and then it pinned him to the ground. I had to pick the damn door up, get it off of him so he can get out from under it. Yeah, that was just playing. We just played. That's what we did. But we took this dolly, this, whatever it's called, that you slide underneath a car with, and it's got knobby wheels on it that are shaped kind of weird. It's not made for rolling distances, but my dad let us get on it and go down the dirt embankment from the fence from where Emily Kentro's house, down that dirt, hit the driveway, and then go down. And if you remember, the cul-de-sac was not smooth. Like, it was divoted and pocked, and like, it was rough. Like, if you bit the dust in the cul-de-sac, you tore flesh every time. Well, my mom just went in and got Bactine because we kept biffing it on this thing. If we got down to the end of the driveway, it would hit the cul-de-sac and just throw us out. Our shoulders were bleeding, our elbows, our knees. They didn't say stop. They just got Bactine and squirted it on our wounds until we were done. The good old days. The good old days.
The good old days.
Nowadays, we're like, hey, can I walk across the street to my friend's house? And you live in a cul-de-sac and you're like, let me watch while you walk over there. Like, to let my kids walk to school, which was about 2.5 blocks, because they had to walk around the neighborhood, it was like 0.7 miles. That's it to school. Like, Lisa had a panic attack. She wanted to drive them. And I'm like, they're literally walking with all the kids who are in this neighborhood to school. There's crossing guards who have like rifles and flare guns, like, they're going to be fine. I would just like, let them go. They gotta get out and experience life, man. Hunter needs to get in a fist fight at the park. He's got to learn. He can't be a pain to everybody without getting punched in the mouth. And he learned. He got punched in the mouth. He got suspended from school. 2 of my kids got suspended from school. Hunter, because a kid picked a fight with him and he stood up for himself because he was very little. He's still little. But he's an adult now. And then Hannah got mad at somebody for calling her names and she threw her water bottle at her. So they're like, your kids are suspended. Do we have a zero tolerance policy? I'm like, cool. Why don't you expel the person who started it then? Zero tolerance.
That would qualify for zero tolerance.
Why don't we do that? If this kid was calling my child a faggot and my child responded by throwing a water bottle in their general direction, which part technically qualifies as the hate crime and which part is self-defense? But I'm like, that's fine. We'll take this suspension. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as your permanent record. It's a lie. It's not a felony. You're fine. You guys can play video games. I'll buy you Taco Bell.
Well, I will say that, my last job interview, we did to discuss my Citizen of the Month that I got in 6th grade.
Really?
No.
Oh, wow. I never thought in the 8th grade I got perfect attendance. I never thought to carry that forward to a resume.
That would be in 8th grade. Perfect
would be
attendance.
amazing.
I would
Yeah.
now I want honestly now I wish I could put that on a resume. I couldn't. I could
I
put
think
the
it would
citizen-
be good for
I
a
could do
laugh.
the I could put the citizen of the month in 6th grade. Which is sad because they did that from at least 3rd grade on, and I have it once.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
think
that's
that was just because they had to give it to all the kids eventually.
I never got it.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I never got citizen of the month. Are you crazy?
I
The
mean-
reason you only got it once is you were friends with me. So just by proxy, they were like, well,
Well, yeah,
we
I've
don't
always
want to
been a
encourage them
talker.
completely.
I always got in trouble for talking in class.
Yeah, that wasn't my fault.
That wasn't all your fault. I wasn't always in class with you. So
That's true. That's true. Well, we were in class, what, 6th grade, 5th grade?
Mrs. Williams. Did we have
Williams
the
is
spark
sixth.
wire together?
Farquhar, 4th grade. Yeah.
5th.
3rd grade, I had Anderson. Who's you?
I think I had Williams in 5th too.
I had, oh, did you?
Yeah.
I had Anderson and Mrs. Anderson in 3rd and 5th.
Yeah, I had her in 3rd. And then they were
So
going
we
to
were
they
in
gonna put
3rd
me in there
together with
in 4th.
Ryan Langley and Tina Meacham, and
Yeah.
we were in 3rd grade together. 2nd grade, I was in Hoffman's class,
Yeah, and I was in McCoy's class. That was when we met. So
and then 1st grade was Giro.
and I had no, sorry. Mrs. Moore was 2nd grade. Miss McCoy was 1st grade.
Yeah, so we met in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
That's
And-
so weird.
And I met Coy in 1st grade. I remember he and I doing the in opening Darth Vader scene in Star Wars on a rainy day at the front of the classroom.
Wow. I came in December of 1980, so I think that was like 4 months into the school year. So I transferred in. It was weird because my first grade I was in the kindergarten first class. In my 2nd grade I was in a 2nd, 3rd class. So, and then when I was in 4th, it was like a 4th, 5th grade class. So I was challenged because either the curriculum was too slow or was too advanced. And on top of that, I didn't learn how to read until I was like 6 or 7, because I was deaf from my tonsils and my adenoids being so jacked up that they thought I was developmentally disabled. Come to find out, I just couldn't hear. So it's hard to sound out phonics when you can't hear what they're saying. I was just reading lips. So I remember I was in a reading lab, I think in 1st grade, because I was behind, but then I caught up rather quickly, became a voracious reader. And it was weird because the 4th grade, they were going to hold me back because they said I was dumb. And then the 5th grade, I went into the GATE program for, 5th, 6th, 7th. I didn't make it into 8th though. They kicked me out.
I think I was still in an 8th.
You didn't tell Dr. DiMatteo to go F himself at the end of the school year like I did.
That helps.
Yeah. So 8th grade, but check this out. My dad comes home from in 7th grade. My dad comes home from my mom and dad come home from parent teacher conference. And I said, so how'd it go? And my dad's like, well, we went to the media center and met all your teachers. It was like a panel. And I said, yeah, what do they say? And he goes, well, basically they think you're an asshole. I was like, what? Are you serious? He goes, yeah. I think Mike DiMatteo actually called you an asshole. And I was like, wow. I wonder why. And he goes, yeah, I wonder why. I'm like, interesting. But then the 8th grade, I wound up having him for homeroom, shop, and reading, or like English. I had him for 3 classes in the 8th grade. Again, I walked out of 7th grade. He was like, I think our 6th period or something. I walk out of 7th grade and he was like, have a good summer. And I said, go F yourself. Yeah. And then I was like, haha. And then I had him for 3 classes in 8th grade. I was like, that's what I get.
I do remember us getting in trouble in wood shop because of the stacked up high jump mats.
Oh yeah.
and we would climb up on top of them because they
Yeah.
were stacked on their side, and we'd climb up to
Yeah.
the top and sit up there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great place to evade having to do shop. Yeah, we just go hide up in the
And
closet.
and now I have my own wood shop for because I enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
Oh,
They didn't tell us that it could actually be fun to build stuff. They
Oh,
just made us
right.
build whatever they wanted us to build.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I remember you that's when you crafted your house. And then was it 8th grade or 7th
that
grade
was-
that we got rats?
I think it must have been
Seventh grade.
7 because that was part of gate because also the house was in that too, I think.
Oh, okay.
that
Well, we
was all
learned how to
Dr.
play
Potatoes.
chess. We played chess for 9 weeks. Like we did a research term paper on a war.
Oh yeah, I had the
Um,
Boer War and I did terrible. I think I got a C on that paper if I did that well.
I had the Russo-Japanese War. And I still know all about that dang war because of that, even though
I still know nothing about the Boer
about the
War.
Boer War.
I don't know if
wrote-
it was my research abilities or what, but I couldn't find any. I didn't learn anything from that paper.
I remember having to go into like the San Diego State Library with
Yeah, the whole
with
class, I
what was his
think.
name? Nathan.
Nathan was there. Yeah,
Nathan's mom would take us down to the library and
is
we'd
that who
try,
took us?
try
I
and
thought we
make
went to the school.
I think we went with the school. We went on a field trip, but then Nathan's mom brought us a couple times. He and I to
I was definitely
more
there. I
research.
remember seeing Nathan, but I remember looking through. Like I looked up Boer War, and I remember reading, and I was either not comprehending what I was reading, but I couldn't find anything about why it happened. I still couldn't even tell you where.
I think I got a B on mine, which was shocking because I remember the weekend before it was due, we went out to the desert and, goofed off and rode 3-wheelers all weekend. And then I got back at like 7 o'clock at night and it was due the next morning. And I think I wrote all 1,200 pages before bed somehow and then turned it in. And this is what he did. He just goes like this, flip the page and give me a grade. I was like, he didn't even read it. If I was a cute girl, I would have got an A. All right.
That was I just learned more about the Boer War than I ever did then. The colonial conflict between the British and the Boers, the Dutch settlers in South Africa, over gold and land rights in 1899.
Well, that's more interesting,
Yeah, that's far more interesting than I remembered it being.
right? You're like, what? Were there just big tusked pigs like attacking people or what?
That would have actually been pretty exciting. I would have liked that more.
Yeah, that would have been. All right, let's look at the rest of this house. Yellow, white. Yep. Consistent.
Hey, there's the outside again.
There it
I
is.
think we're back to the original pictures.
We are. I don't know. I like the house. I think it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. No real complaints. I mean, one television was placed erroneously in a strange spot that didn't seem to make sense, but aside from that, it's beautiful. It's got lots of views. The rooms are nice. It's very bright and inviting. The kitchen is a little weird, but I wouldn't never prevent me from staying at a house like this. This would
Right.
be I don't know, a fresh hot trips. I don't know how many stars. If I was to give 5 stars, I would probably give this a solid 5.
I'd give it 4 for sure.
4 for sure.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 5. So I think 4.5 is fair. Yeah, nice looking place. A little expensive, $1,200 a night, but it will definitely
How
sleep
many did
12
it say? Sleep 12. Okay.
easily. So $100 a night, it's not bad. That's cheaper than you're going to get a hotel room for anywhere. So
As long as
Aside
you're not
from a
paying for all
motel-
12 people.
aside
But
from a Motel 6, yeah.
if you have 12 people to stay somewhere, you're going to pay more than that anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, beautiful. You want to look at things to do around or before or do you want to talk about the history of Jekyll Island a little bit? Or do you
Go
wanna
ahead and
look-
talk it.
Or we can look at a second place quickly. You have
No, let's go ahead and give the history and then I'll pull up the
okay,
places to go.
cool. And then I still have your new intro, so we'll have to play that. So let's talk about the history. The Fed history of Jekyll Island, ladies and germs. Let me teach you a little bit about this. So. Dun, dun, dun. The Federal Reserve history. I love Jekyll Island. It's a cool sounding, sounds like Jekyll and Hyde to me. Where the Fed began. All right, so here's the history. Maybe we should look at some pictures while I talk about it.
Need some violin music playing too or something.
Oh.
It's too bad I don't have that set up so I can just play something.
Let me find some
Or
old time.
back in, and you have to do it in the old man. Well, back in 1935.
Yeah, I will. Here we go. I'm logging in. I'm gonna get some old timey music here. Let's do sound draw. What is this? Genre? Trap, pop, R&B, soul, lo-fi, world, hip hop, electronic, orchestra, mood. This is not what I was looking for. What is it that I got charged for today?
So many things.
Epic sound. What is it? Oh. One second. History. AI music generator, sound draw. Upbeat. That's it. I saw a charge come through on my bank. And I was like, oh, I have a monthly subscription to Upbeat. All right, sounds like old timey jazz. That's what I'm going to put in. Wah, 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 wah. Value.
Little Dixieland.
Quality. Here we go. Share. Sound. Screen. Yeah, do some funky.
I wouldn't necessarily call that
Not old timey, it's jazz.
yeah, it's just yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Too much. All right, whatever. I'm just gonna talk about it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So, how a secret meeting on Jekyll Island led to the Fed. The United States Federal Reserve has received a good deal of flack over the years, whether it's ire over looming interest rate hikes or full-blown conspiracy theories. The Fed is perpetually at the center of a debate in America and abroad. We haven't always had the Fed to kick around or to save our economic hides, depending on how you see it. But secrecy has been a part of the Federal Reserve since its beginning. The birth of the Fed is a subject of America's bank, the epic struggle to create the Federal Reserve. Author Roger Lowenstein told Marketplace's Kai Rizdal, just how difficult it was for the Fed architects to draft plans for the US central bank. Back then, the people who wanted to create the Federal Reserve couldn't even admit that that's what they were doing. They had all kinds of disguised names for it. They went off on fake hunting trips to disguise their purpose. It was just anathema to the body of politic then. So November 22nd, 1913, Nelson Aldrich, who was a senator from Rhode Island, got together with 5 people who represented JP Morgan Chase, New York Bank, and a couple of other big financial institutions. They got together because they were contacted by Rockefeller. And because of after the 1906 earthquake in
I added some music for you.
because of the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco, leveling that city and it being a major port and center of commerce, it actually caused a panic and bank run in 1907. In 1907, one of the many times that people ran on the banks and the banks started going belly up. So after this time, where there was another run on the banks in 1910, that Rockefeller said, I'll put $25 million towards securing the loans and the solvency of these banks. And I want you 6 people to get together and figure out how you're going to do this. So this was at the time when muckraking journalism was huge, and there was a lot of antitrust, antitrust legislation going on. So the idea of a central bank really scared people. They didn't want it to happen. But really, what the Fed was trying to do, or what this group of people were trying to do, was stop that constant up and down in the market and stop people from having panic attacks. Because at this time, FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, did not exist. That came about as part of the New Deal in the 1930s. So because there was no FDIC, there was no insurance for banks at the time. So Rockefeller and Morgan put their money together and said, we will insure the banks. So what he did was he organized a fake hunting trip to an island off the coast of Georgia called Jekyll Island, which is where we were looking, where there was an exclusive resort where JP Morgan was a member. Morgan made sure there was no one else in the club, and the senator, 3 bankers, the assistant secretary of the treasury, who, by the way, didn't tell his boss, all went down there for a week. They replied with wild turkey, quail, stuffed oyster. And stuffed oyster, they wrote what became the first draft of the Federal Reserve Act. There had been financial panic and there had been a banking panic. So what happened in 1907 was every bank stopped lending. I already discussed that. So the reason that they picked Jekyll Island was because Jekyll Island was a private owned country club for the wealthy and nobody else was allowed to be there. So it took them a week. They hashed it out, and that's how we have the Federal Reserve 100+ years later, which is the organization that is not owned by the United States government. It is an entity that is technically a private corporation that is managed by the wealthy, and they decide how interest rates are set and therefore how much money is either going out or coming back in from the economy. So is it the best idea? I don't know. I'm not sure. Or could there possibly be conspiracies of them doing heinous things in order to create financial security as far as they're concerned? Possibly that could be the case too. I don't know a lot about it, but Jekyll Island is the place where it all began. So if you hear about the Fed moving forward, you could remember that beautiful 3-story house on Jekyll Island that is now open to the public, and we can stay there at our leisure. So that is the history of the Federal Reserve in Jekyll Island.
Wow. Just so you know, the music was provided by Envato, where you can get all of your video and audio and graphics and text fonts for one sum per year.
Oh, I've used Envato. Yeah, that's nice. Let's see. I think it's your turn.
It is.
So you
All right. All me. That was all me.
it was.
All right. Let's go here. I don't think I need sound, but we'll go. All right. So what we have here. Let's go to my things in the way. Now I'm trying to figure out what I was looking at this one before. This is this is the lake. It got off the main picture. There we go. But it doesn't say what the name of it is. This is a lake in the area.
Lake Titicaca.
Yeah, which is not in that area.
Um,
But you can do all you can camp and hike. Of course, we have a place to stay. It occurred to me that there's probably alligators in that lake.
Yeah, it's like near the Everglades.
It's a little different. I mean, Everglades, South Florida.
Whatever. What do I know? It's near mangrove.
I mean, I would say you have alligators all the way up into North Carolina.
Oh.
So
It's mangrovey.
the Great Dunes Beach Park, I believe, is where we went, where we spent our time at the beach.
Or Jekyll Island.
They have events. You can every morning, every couple of mornings, they have a thing where you go out in the morning, and they don't really say what the ride with the Dawn Patrol is. That person has kind of sifting through stuff. I'm not sure.
Clams?
Maybe, or sand crabs. This one's the one that gave me the most alarm, is the night patrol, because it looks like they're dealing with radiation.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing.
But maybe there's sea turtles in the area. I did see that there's a sea turtle place you can go.
From like a sanctuary.
Yeah, they have the tiniest church in America,
Oh, it looks like an outhouse.
basically. With a bell, so you can ring that when you're done.
Wow. So what, you just like small church? Oh. What do they hold
Smallest
their
church in
service?
America. I have to say, I've been to churches where the entire congregation could fit in that church. So
Yeah. That's really telling the pastor to step it up.
yeah. You go out take a boat ride out to see the dolphins, which I did up in Myrtle Beach, and that's a lot of fun.
Hmm.
And what's great is, at least the one we did, the first time we went out, we didn't see any dolphins. So they gave us a voucher to come back, and we went the second day, and we actually saw a lot of dolphins that day.
I've always wanted to experience dolphin rape. I always thought that would be fun.
We have Port Frederica, which is on that St. Simon's Island, or Simon's Island, as we.
Dolphins are the only other mammal who copulate for entertainment purposes, just like humans. Just so you know, they can smell your pheromones in the water. They might take you under to their rape cave, so you want to be careful. All right then. There is such thing. Do you know that, right?
I do know that. I'm trying to talk about Port Frederica Island.
Okay, go ahead.
And no, it's too late.
All right.
Let's just look at the photo gallery. There it is.
I'll be quiet.
That's also it. This apparently was their fire pit.
Mm,
Oh, it says circle well. Okay. There's their fire pit.
mm.
I don't know. I'm not reading anything that says to the side. I'm just looking at the pictures because I can't do much more than that after the dolphin story. They have an extensive
Angel's
trail.
picturing communing with the dolphins and being nervous about it.
They have extensive trails. You can ride bikes all over the place. There we go. There's the
Oh.
alligators.
There's a scary reptile. Oh, a bird, a woodpecker,
Green snake. I
a
actually saw
garter
one of
snake.
those in little green snake, tree snake. I saw one of those actually while I was camping at the Cub Scout camp.
Oh,
But
garter
yeah,
snake.
exclusive. A lot of trails. So
Skittish.
get a lot of walking or biking. So rent a bike or bring a bike, and
I like the driftwood beach.
yeah, that's actually one of the. There's an actual beach called Driftwood Beach. Of course, you probably looked at that. Is why you said that.
I did a little bit of research today.
You did.
Oh, lazy river full of kid pee. That's nice.
I had to have some kind of theme park. So there's a water park, which I believe is also in your intro video.
Yep. That's where you go fool yourself into a false sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or it's technically
Open
wall.
11 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. It looks like.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I was looking at Roadside America after that because I actually saw that when I was in Myrtle. When I went to Wall, South Dakota.
Jackalope.
I-
What was it? America's Funniest Home Videos that they did the jackalope stuff.
Yes, and it was what's his
Dave
face?
Coulier.
Yeah, Dave Coulier. Fastest ball, you'll never catch me.
Yeah. Good job. Did you know that Dave Coulier is the boyfriend that Alanis Morissette was singing about in You Ought to Know?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah. That's weird. So we all know what happened in a theater with Dave Coulier and Alanis Morissette. You know what I mean? They watched a movie.
They did. So a lot of outdoor stuff in Jekyll Island. A lot of beach.
Is she perverted like me? Would she go down on you in a theater? Those lyrics are solid.
Yeah. Again, I know that's the 90s. I was never a huge fan of hers. I could get why she was popular. The songs were catchy or whatever.
Yeah. You ought to know. I got one.
It was
hand in my
really only
pocket.
that album. It's like she never had the same level of success after that album.
Mm-mm. She had some hits after that, but it wasn't quite like that album where they were all solid top 100, probably top 50. I like that album.
Wanted to share this. This is with my upcoming YouTube channel. This is kind of my video shooting schedule / vacations, but this one's actually vacation, but I'm going to be using it and then starting in August, really, I'm going to go up to Mammoth Caves for a weekend. I've got a trip planned where there's not any national parks in Georgia, Alabama, or Michigan. That's Michigan. Missouri, Mississippi is what I wanted to say. That should be MS, not MI. And so I'm going to make it just a road trip of going through those. There is some space stuff in Alabama, and so I'm going to hit some specific food spots on that trip. And then
Huntsville has this
yes,
Space Academy.
yeah.
Bucky went there twice.
Oh, that's right. We have talked about that with him. And then we're dropping my daughter off at college that weekend up in Knoxville. So I'm taking that time to kind of do just a weekend in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area.
Nice.
And then I am redoing my trip to the Badlands that I did over Memorial Day. I'm going over Labor Day with my dad and my son.
Nice.
And there's really good information that I have on that one because having done this trip, all maps want to take you on a dirt road called Allen Road through Indian territory. And it's like every map system, whether it's Waze or Google or Apple, they all want to take you. Now, Apple's the only one that gives you a choice to choose a slightly different, and it's the same amount of time path, and that's the path you want to take. If it says Allen Road at all in the directions, it's a dirt road for like 40 miles.
Oh, wow.
And it says it's like there's no way it's as short of time as it says it is, unless the dirt road's perfectly kept.
Be a bumpy ride.
Yeah. So then plan is I'm supposed to go to Disney after that. I'm taking some friends, or I really want to take my cohort that was my when I was at Best Buy that I rode around with, because he's so deadpan and so not into Disney. I think it would be awesome to take him to Disney for 4 days. But
torture.
yeah. And then I'm going to doing the Smokies and Congaree National Parks at the beginning of October. And then what's this? October
Dork Squad on the
27th through
road.
29th, there's a Dork Squad on the road.
Wow.
We'll have some little surprises for everybody from there. I got to get to the next month. And then December, that's November, Hot Springs National Park in Arkansas. And then I'm going camping in Death Valley the day after Thanksgiving.
Wow.
And then Everglades, which is in the south of Florida.
That's where the Everglades are. South.
But we're going to do the Everglades and also the Dry Tortuga.
The dry tortoise.
Right.
Okay.
It's
Why is it
Dry
called that?
Tortuga National Park. It's another one of those forts. You can actually camp out there, I think. But there's basically a ferry that goes out every morning at like 7 a.m. and then comes back at like 4 p.m.
Oh, so you're like trapped on an island?
Yeah. In
That's
the Florida Keys. So it's not all that bad.
Oh, so there's alligators and
yeah, it's at the very, very end of the Keys. So
and
if you go
drug
to
runners.
the very end of the Keys. Yeah, drug runners mostly.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
But yeah, and my goal is to hit all 50 states eventually and all 63 national parks. So by the end of this year, I'll have 12 national parks and 10 states, something like that.
Wow. That's awesome.
And I
look forward to participating.
yes, I will be doing some editing doing a little half-hour versions of our Fresh Shot trips every other week, I believe is what I was planning. Yeah, I've got it. Oh, I do have a show schedule I can. So this
And you're putting your heart and soul into this. I like it.
I've been working a lot. I've gotten an intro just about done, and I've been writing a lot. I've been trying to make sure that I'm not just doing facts. It's every video is going to be having a story for it. It's going to be about connecting with people rather than just giving information about the spots.
Right. No, I like that. I always love the history of places. Like whenever I traveled in the past, when I moved back to DC, I watched the Ken Burns Civil War documentary, to really get a taste of the history of that area and what happened. If I was in San Francisco, I'd pick up a history of San Francisco book and all, but about the people who made it happen. That stuff always fascinated me. I love that.
Well, I mean, when I say the people though, on mine though, I'm mostly like, we go in the trip with you guys. It's not so much about the destinations, but it's about being with you guys.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like from a historical standpoint.
And so far it's pretty awesome. I have you guys from elementary school. I have a friend from high school that I'm going to do a trip with. I've got a friend from college I'm going to do a trip with, and I've got a former coworker I'm going to do a trip with. So I've got several different places in my life I'm going to be traveling with people.
That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I look forward to October. I'm checking out 0 degree sleeping bags and insulated pads.
I really wanted to stay in one of those little hotels that look like the teepee, the wigwam.
Wigwam, yeah.
And they apparently either have one queen bed or two double beds.
Mm.
So we'd have to get 2 rooms or whatever to do it. But
I can sleep on the floor.
good.
Like,
I guess
seriously,
we'll
I don't
have the
care.
gear.
I would bring it back like a sleeping bag and a you know, a pad for the floor. It didn't bother me, or even a cot. So it's totally an option. Wouldn't bug me.
All right, we'll look at that then. We'll see if I can, because that they also their online booking is off and you have to call them. So I'll give
Yeah,
them a call.
let me know. I'll if you want to do that, I'll throw some money your way and we'll obviously split the cost. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Looking forward to it. Yeah. It's
You were
I'm-
you were dashing all my dreams of buying all these cameras. We were chatting the other day. I was like, I'm gonna get a dash cam and then I'm gonna get a this cam and that cam and that cam. And you're like, well, my 360 cam will actually record everyone in the truck while we're in the truck.
I mean,
So,
between this thing
Uh-huh.
and the 360 camera, that I can pretty much shoot everything I need. That main reason why I bought the 360 camera is so that I could shoot both sides of a conversation at the same time with one camera.
that's cool.
Because you go in afterwards and edit where you want the camera to point, basically, and then it exports a 1080 video off of that.
That's cool.
So I can get both sides and
Oh,
just edit.
I did I bought a body cam off of the police auction. That's coming in the mail too. I don't know. I think I spent $20 on it, $30, but it's a like body cam for like no joke. I think it's got a magnetic backer. You can put it in your pocket or put it in your vest. But I was like, at least I got something. So I could probably use it as a dash cam too, because I think it could be set up as a dash cam. They actually have 360 dash cams too.
Yeah.
So it'll
mean-
get like everyone in the car, but I don't know if it's going to be like what do they call that, like fisheye or fish, like
It is the Insta 360 shoots a 5.7K video. It in a within so it and basically you export 1080 videos out of it, and there's one version of it you can actually it flattens out the lines. It zooms in enough that it gives you straight lines, and it works pretty well. I've been wanting to I'm going to download a version. I have one of my softwares actually fixes the 180 degrees and flattens it completely. Now it was specifically for the sports, like the GoPros,
okay.
but
Yeah.
I want to see how it would work on that too. I just haven't taken the time to actually download any of that video yet.
I've got a GoPro and I've got a generic GoPro that I don't know, I think I spent like $40 on. So maybe we'll have like cameras on our heads and body cams and just go get attacked by a bear or something, like something cool that we can record.
I'll let you do that. Then I can record it from a distance.
Yeah, I'm gonna record me throwing rocks at a bear. Hey, I'm not drinking. Don't worry. I won't throw rocks at a bear. So I guess that's the show. You gotta go to bed.
I do.
So yeah, check out Jekyll Island, man. I think it's a pretty cool haunt. When you've seen Daniel's calendar, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We'll do maybe we do a little show from the road. Maybe do a lot of shows from the road.
Oh yeah, we'll do at least one.
At least one. I mean, just the 3 of us in a truck.
Right.
Just yeah, face to face. I mean, the last time you and I were face to face, other than 25 years ago, was me in a hospital bed. So this should be much improved scenario.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, and I saw Jeff a year ago at the family reunion, or at the not family reunion, the 30th reunion for our high school reunion. That's what it's called. But yeah, that'll be awesome, man. Let's see what happens when the 3 of us are together in person. I'm sure it'll be a lot of
It'll
giggles.
probably be like 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah, well, a lot of goofy shenanigans. Maybe we'll come up with a dance routine to a George Michael song.
I think we could do that. I
think
think that would almost be
I
necessary.
think that we probably still can do the one that we came up with back then. We'll have to jump off of a picnic bench,
Right.
but yeah, I'm ready for it. All right. Oh,
Oh no. Remember my first night streaming stuff. This takes a long time to end anyway.
you know your RAM is being challenged when you move your mouse.
And the video stops.
The video stops. Nice.
That was
All right.
amazing.
So that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Love one another and love yourselves. And say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Good night.